Okay.
Have you ever wanted to drastically change your look? Well, I did, and so have countless other young men and women all across America. Perhaps this is due to the influence of celebrities, such as Demi Lovato, Kim Kardashian, and Katy Perry. Whatever the reason may be, dyeing your hair black could be one of the most detrimental decisions you could make in terms of self-expression, and I am here to deter you from ever doing so. It begins with damage to your wallet, furthers with damage to your hair, and finally, it increases the potential to damage to your body. First of all, we as college students aren't really known for having a lot of extra spending money, and dyeing your hair black can cause quite a dent in the bank. With my own experience, I dyed my hair black for about 9 months, and in this time I had to re-dye my hair every 3 weeks because my roots were a lot lighter than the black hair dye. This was about $14 every 3 weeks in boxed dye from Walmart or Target. And one time I decided to splurge. I got my hair professionally dyed. When this happened, it was over $100 just for about 3 weeks worth of dye. And that was just ridiculous. I don't have that kind of money right now, and I doubt you do either. It gets even worse when you look into removing the dye. You can't simply dye lighter hair color on top of black dye because it won't show. Instead, you have to bleach it to strip it of its color. Doing this by yourself can be like $50+ in chemicals as well as emotional damage because your hair will probably turn out to be a very interesting color. My cousin dyed her hair black for about 6 months and she decided to strip it by herself one day. She ended up with a lovely shade of neon orange, yellow, and white. She looked kind of like an anime character. I decided to take the more safe yet expensive route by getting it professionally done. This was over $350, as well as 6 hours of my life that I will never get back. I was talking to my hairdresser, Jessica, about this, and she told me that generally color correction was about $100 per hour. That means I should have paid about $600 for the procedure I got done. For us, that would be about 2 semesters worth of textbooks. So if you put that in comparison, you can see that it's not worth it. But more important than the damage to your wallet is the damage it does to your hair. It's a well-known fact that over-dyeing your hair can create weakness and make the hair follicles break. And when you dye your hair black, you often have to dye it more often, which creates more damage. And then the stripping process is terrible. When I got my hair stripped, I had to get multiple conditioning treatments just so that my hair didn't feel like straw, as well as 3 inches of my hair cut off because it was so dead that it couldn't have anything done to it. That was kind of traumatic for me because I was trying to grow out my hair, but I got over it. However, hair damage is probably the least of your physical worries. Paraphenyladiamine is also known as black henna, which is found in most black hair dyes. As reported in EPA.gov, it's found that this causes dermatitis, eye irritants, tearing, asthma, vertigo, and tremors, as well as swelling of the face and the neck. This could possibly be fatal, as neck swelling can cut off your air supply. A European study published as severe allergic hair dye reactions in 8 children says that about 5% of hair dye users have this allergy. This may seem like a small percentage, but for something that is fatal as well as highly preventable, it's far too high. For those of you who've never even thought about dyeing your hair, this is something you should still keep in mind because it's found in other products such as temporary tattoos. So before you do something to your skin, check to make sure this is not in it. Black henna is banned in France, Germany, and Sweden, which shows you just how extreme it is. But perhaps even more serious is the link that it has to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and myeloma. The Journal of National Cancer Institute, volume 86, issued in 1993, said that both dark brown hair dye and black hair dye both have links to these diseases. However, more research was done in the 90s and reported in deaths from hematopoietic and other cancers in relation to permanent hair dye use in a large prospective study published in Cancer Causes and Control in 1999 found that while both do have links to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, only black hair dye has a link to multiple myeloma. This is generally found in women that had dyed their hair dark for a long period of time, but considering how difficult it is to remove black hair dye, it's easy to fall into the trap of dyeing your hair dark for a long time. And is this really a chance that you want to take for just changing up your hair? So, as you have seen, while dyeing your hair black may seem like a fun little notion, it can come with severe consequences to your wallet, to your hair, and finally to your body. So remember, before you take the plunge to the dark side, once you go black, it's hard to go back. Thank you.